Addiction, homelessness, and mental health. The conversation we can't keep avoiding. Alright, episode 2. If you watched the first one, you already know where this is coming from. I talked about what's been weighing on all of us, the frustration, the cost of living, the sense of our communities that are slowly slipping through our fingers like sand no matter how tight we try and hold on. Episode 1 was the wake-up call, the reminder that hope isn't gone. Episode 2, yeah, this is where we wade into the real storm. We're talking addiction, we're talking homelessness, we're talking mental health. The three things that have turned Seattle into this bizarre alternative universe where nothing makes sense and somehow everything is just fine. And don't get me wrong, I love Washington, I love Seattle, but man, lately it feels like we're all living in a video game where the difficulty got secretly cranked up and nobody told the players. Because you know exactly what I'm talking about. You walk through downtown and you see someone yelling at a parking meter like it owes them money. Someone else is cooking fentanyl on a torn piece of foil like they're auditioning for a cooking show no one asked for. A guy across the street is doing jazz hands for traffic, wearing one shoe and a bathrobe. And everybody else is just walking by like this is just completely normal behavior. And we pretend we don't see it. We do that little awkward look away move, the Seattle shuffle, you know the one. We've become so used to the chaos that we're all scared to call it the chaos. We've become so numb to suffering that we label it compassion. This is not compassion. This is a collapse with a smiley face sticker slapped on top of it. And the biggest lie we tell ourselves is that all of this is happening because of rent. As if someone smoking fentanyl on a bus seat is there because Zillow failed them. Listen, I get it. Rent is insane. We all feel that. But addiction is the engine behind the crisis. And untreated mental illness is the gas pedal glued to the floor. You can't fix the housing problem if you ignore the addiction problem living inside of it. And you sure can't fix mental health by handing someone hallucinating dragons a tent and saying good luck. Right now, we're doing something wild. We're calling abandonment compassion. We hand someone supplies and check the box that we helped. Meanwhile, that person is out there alone, sick and scared, and drowning in addiction while the rest of us step over them to get to work on time. That is not compassion. That's us giving up on the hardest problems because they make us uncomfortable. And I'm not saying any of this to be judgmental. I'm saying it because I've seen people fall apart. I've seen what addiction does to good people. And I've seen what mental health crisis look like up close. And I've seen what leaving people in those conditions does. To them, to communities, to businesses, and to kids. All of us. We can't keep doing housing first, treatment eventually, or never. You don't hand someone actively using hard drugs the keys to an apartment and say, go thrive. That's not fairness. That's a slow motion overdose behind closed doors. People need stabilization first. They need to detox. They need real treatment. They need someone to step in and say, hey, I care about you too much to pretend this is okay. And treatment can't be a wait list. If someone says, I want help, you get them into bed right then. Addiction doesn't wait politely for the business hours. It doesn't take holidays off. And if we don't catch someone when they finally reach out, we might not get a second chance. That moment matters. And while they're in treatment, they need structure, they need purpose, they need routine. Something that gives them a reason to get up out of bed in the morning and be a human. Teach them a trade. Give them something to build, something to fix, something to take pride in. People stay sober when they can picture a future worth fighting for, not when they're shoved back into the same tent, the same block, the same trauma and told, hope you figure it out. We also need to stop grading our programs on vibes. None of this. We serve 1,000 people. Okay, and how many are sober 6 months from now? How many found work? How many reconnected with their families? How many made it out? Success should mean people are alive, stable, and moving forward. Not just, we gave out X number of kits. Because here's the thing, this isn't just a them issue, it's an everyone issue. Addiction touches safety, it touches crime, it touches business, it touches neighborhoods, and it touches schools and kids and families. It wears down our first responders, it drains communities. Ignoring it doesn't protect anybody. It just makes the wound deeper. And that brings us to where episode 2 leads us next, because everything I'm talking about, all this pain, all this collapse, it connects directly to affordability and the middle class getting squeezed into dust, to the trades disappearing and why honest work no longer pays the way it used to. Episode 1 was the wake-up call. Episode 2 is the confrontation. Episode 3, that's where we start rebuilding the foundation. We're going to talk about the real cost of living issues, why working families feel like they're drowning, and why we bring back the trades and the fairness that built this wonderful place in the first place. We're not done, not even close. This is just where the hard conversations begin, and honestly, I'm glad you're here for them. Thank you for at least having an open mind.